Once upon a time, or so the myth goes, there was a mystical group of horses called Esros who possessed great wisdom. They lived together in peace with humans, who benefited from their knowledge until some selfish people attempted to capture these great beings. For their own safety, the Esros scattered across all of Horse Isle so as to remain unchained. They went into hiding alone. Or so the story goes. In Horse Isle 2, Legend of the Esros, the townsfolk talk about the Esros and they've written tales about them, but do they really believe the stories? For that matter, do you? In this game, it will be up to you to determine the truth of the legends for yourself. Do Esros really exist? And if they do, could you be the one to find them and learn from their great wisdom? Investigating the Esro legend is just one of the many quests we can undertake in Horse Isle 2. Quests are tasks set by non-player characters, or NPCs, which we players can fulfill to earn money, goods, and experience. You'll encounter your very first quest on Welcome Isle at the very start of your Horse Isle adventure. Let's go over a few basic things that will be helpful as you start to explore Horse Isle. Horse Isle is set on a great number of islands, which you can look at by clicking Map in the toolbar. You can zoom in on the map by clicking it to view the isles in greater detail. Main towns are indicated by small house icons, and competition arenas by gray circles with flags. Smaller towns on smaller isles are indicated by a small icon that looks like a tent. You'll notice dotted lines going from isle to isle. These, as you can see from the key in the upper right-hand corner, show the routes that you can take to travel by boat or wagon from each isle. For instance, from Plains Isle, you can get to all other main isles like Tiger Isle and Narrowed Isle, and you can also get to smaller isles within the Plains network like Lance Isle and Circle Forest Isle. If you look at Lance Isle, you can see a light blue section leading to Pebble and Skipper. That's an underwater reef which can be traversed if you own the expensive underwater helmet tool. Up in the right, near the Roots Key, you'll see a number of dark isles. These are the mountains, a vast network of caverns and mines which hold fantastic creatures, but are easy to get lost in. To get from one of the mountain isles to the next, you'll need to go through the caverns themselves. Better bring a torch and a brave horse. You'll see that some isles do not have dotted lines connected to them. That doesn't mean that they're completely inaccessible. That just means that they're not accessed quite so easily as the others. Better talk to NPCs and really explore to figure out how to get there. In order to move about, all you need is your computer arrow keys. You can go up, down, left, or right, or move diagonally by holding down two keys at one time. On your keyboard, you can also zoom in or out by hitting page up or page down, or you can scroll in and out if you happen to have a scroll mouse. In this game, you can interact with non-player characters who are controlled entirely by the game. You'll find these in houses or spread across the aisles, and you can speak with them by clicking them, then clicking Talk To. Some of the NPCs are human, and others rather more fantastic. You can also talk in real time to other players by using the chat options. Use Area Chat to talk to other players on the aisle with you, Buddy Chat to talk to friends you've made within the game, Private Chat to message another player privately, and Arena Chat to talk to other players in the same competition arena as you are. To find out where specific players are located, click Players on the toolbar, then List of all players online. You can also click Map of all players online to see their locations on the map itself. While we're looking at the toolbar, let's take a look at all the buttons. Myself tells you about your account. You can see your subscription status, money, and experience, as well as modify your public profile, among other things. Inventory tells you about what items you have collected. Quest items are those you've picked up in the process of completing a quest, and game tokens include subscription, club, and horse tokens, which you can use or trade to another player. Horses allows you to see the horses you own, and pets tells you about companions that you found or purchased to be friends for your horse. Quests tells you which quests you have completed, which are still available, and which you're in the middle of. It also lets you know about available mini-games and about which bonus points you've found. Tools is a list of all the tools you've purchased from tool shops. Some of these are quite expensive and will require saving up. Craft shows you your level in cooking, constructing, sewing, and jeweling, all activities that you can do to make food, tack, jewelry, and other items for yourself or your horse. We've already looked at the map button. Help is one of the most important buttons to know about, especially as you're just starting. You can view a game tutorial, look at the help documents provided in the knowledge base, request to add a word to the HI2 dictionary so you can use it to name a horse, file an abuse report if there's a serious problem with another player, and ask a question about the game if you can't find the answer in the help files. Help questions are to be used only to ask for aid, and you should check the help files or these videos before you ask, as these help media answer the most common questions. The Settings button allows you to optimize your game's performance by changing the way graphics are displayed. It also alters which chats you receive and allows you to access the pedometer, which is useful if you need to track how many feet your character has walked. And the Quit button is pretty self-explanatory. It logs you off so that you can go back to the real world and play another day. No need to select to save your progress. The game saves itself as you go along. What about catching horses? Well, there are 30 wild horses scattered around the isles at any given time, and when one is captured, another immediately reappears in another place. Horses are uncommon but not rare, and if you keep exploring, you're bound to find one you'll be able to catch. They can only be found on isles without competition arenas, so you wouldn't find one on Plains Isle, for instance, that also have some sort of food for the horses. For instance, if you look at the map, you'll see that while Lance Isle has grass on it, Pebble and Skipper do not. You wouldn't find horses on Pebble and Skipper. There's simply nothing for them to eat. All isle networks connected to main isles have horses or ponies on at least most, if not all, of those isles, so you'll be able to find certain hardy breeds in even the dry or glacier isle networks. Wait, why are we still talking? Now that you know how to better explore the game, what are you waiting for? There's a whole wide world out there waiting for you. Welcome to Horse Isle 2, Legend of the Esros. Have fun!